Hello, my name is Riley Copeland, and for my midterm project, I virtually visited the Every Eyes Upon Me online museum presented by the Smithsonian's National Portrait Gallery. I'm not sure if I said that right, but in this gallery, it goes through different eras and time periods of the United States First Ladies. I'm going to be sharing today what I learned through this project. I started this project on Monday, and I am just now finishing it tonight on Saturday. As part of my identification, you can see my ID identified on slide number 2 so that you can confirm my identity. My name is Riley Copeland and my date of birth is May 23rd, 2007. Something that I really enjoyed about this project is that it's almost like a directory. On the left side, when you first go into the website, it almost gives you like a table of contents when you can click on the eras, and it gives you the years of those first ladies. When you go through, you can select a first lady, and here I selected Dolly Madison. You can see her picture and her little description that the website wrote up about her, and you can get a quick overview of who she was. Something else that I really enjoyed about this virtual website is that it does not just start with history. We go all the way back to Marshall Washington to present-day Melania Trump and everyone in between. So we can go all the way from current day to the past history of the very First Lady of the United States. Now on to slide 4 where my artwork begins. I actually decided that for one of my slides I was going to pick someone who I was completely unfamiliar with which was Miss Dolly Madison. This was painted by the Gilbert Stuart Studio in the early 1800s. I really selected her because she really represents the early years of the First Ladies. Even in the way that she's presented in this picture, she's presented as very modest, very clean, and very put together. She was actually well known for setting the standard of how the First Ladies should be representing themselves. The elements of art that I truly noticed in this photograph is the careful use of light and value across her face, along with the lines of her dress. The way that she is posed makes her seem very respected, but also very approachable. The emphasis on her face is very confident in everything that a First Lady should hold. Now the next First Lady that artwork that I put in my project for slide number 5 is the iconic Jackie Kennedy. Her portrait was painted in 1970 by Aaron Scheiker. Jackie Kennedy is extremely iconic in my opinion because she was the first lady that became known for expressing herself through her fashion. She was very well known for how she presented herself, and it maybe wasn't exactly how former first ladies have been, but it made her original. Her pose uses simple lines and shapes in this portrait. But this portrait also looks really real. I noticed a lot of texture in her hair and in her face that really made this portrait realistic to who Jackie was. And now on to slide number 6, we are going to take a look at Michelle Obama's portrait. I picked this portrait because it is not your typical portrait where it looks exactly realistic to whom she is. Well, we can still tell that it is Michelle Obama. It is more of artwork than it is a portrait. Amy Sherrill painted this portrait in 2018. Sherrill used a grayscale for her skin tone. Using this grayscale for her skin tone really took attention off of Michelle herself, but really onto the dress because that's where all the color is that is in this picture. She has a very calm expression on her face. It's really not focusing on her face at all, but more so of the details of her dress. This portrait to me really shows how the First Ladies over the years continue to change and push boundaries and change the stereotype that was once what the first lady had to experience, and that now that they are just women who are all going to be different and they're going to express themselves differently. Now on to the evaluation of the exhibition, slide number 7. This website was very clear and easy to navigate, which made it really enjoyable for me. I also loved how I was able to look at portraits but also get descriptions of who these women were. A lot of traditional art really doesn't make sense to me, but as a pageant girl through and through, I personally enjoyed looking at the difference in the fashion from the first lady to current day first ladies, and throughout the years, their fashion choices, how they were told that they had to present themselves, and all that in between. Overall, this exhibition taught me that a portrait is more than just history, but it is individual to who that woman is and how she chooses to present her personality.